Welcome to Armor Piercing Reroll, where the goal is to get a 260, 279, and Chieftain on a fresh account under a strict free-to-play rule set where all I've got is my own skill and standard ammo. Last episode we picked up the T20 HTC. Today we set our sights on the T55a. We'll start out with MT15 for the T55a. We're playing on Ghost Town with the Assault game mode. And our mission this time around is to deal 2,500 damage to tank destroyers, damage 7 enemies, and win the battle. Our vehicle is a glorious Tier 9 Russian medium designated the Optic 430, which is a great all-around tank, and it notably has 238 pen and 390 alpha. In this match, we have about 6,000 hit points of TVs to work with. So to start, I take this narrow lane looking for some free shots. This is a fairly aggressive position. My plan is to get whatever damage I can get for free, and break off looking for tank destroyers. Fortunately, first shot sails into his turret. No pen. We have plenty of targets. And the T10 gives us some free hit points. No chance of going for the 45 to B's lower plate without golds. Or not in a rush. This center position offers good coverage of the north end of the city, but could be overrun quickly if I'm not careful. They got a lot of tanks stacked up and they could rush and kill me. They'd suffer for it, but I'd be dead. I'll have to keep that in mind. I noticed Yagter got spotted. He's kind of behind the group. Since he's deep in their territory, we're gonna have to wait before we can go get him. With the IS-3 in the way, losing all his hit points, I can't really work that angle. I'm trying to play against that 45 to be a dangerous proposition. IS-3A there is serving as our canary, dying and telling us that the IS-3 is moving up. It was a pretty bad poke I made trying to catch the IS-3 off guard, but I got lucky and got away with some free damage anyway. 430 can sometimes reverse side scrape, so that shot here. At the off angle, it's hard for them to pen me. I see the 45 to be getting cheeky here, and I'm able to rip one right through the side of his turret, which can be weak at moderate angles. 45 to be is going to be a pain to work out, though. The super bursting, not so much. Looks like the IS-3 and 4 decided to go the other way, which is not working too well for them. I thought the super bursting fire, but it was actually the 45 to be. Either way, I'm able to get a 2-to-1 damage trade there, so it's not a whole loss. Still looking like a pretty even game, and all the tank destroyers are still alive, fortunately. At this point, I've damaged 5 of the 7 enemy vehicles I need to, and to get the 2,500 damage tank destroyers, I'll have to damage 2 more, so that condition's covered. I've just got to get that damage and win. Don't want these guys getting too comfortable. Nothing on that 704, unfortunately. These guys look like they're getting a little bit antsy. I'm having a pretty decent game so far. I still have most of my hit points and 2500 damage to show for it. And fortunately all the tank destroyers are still alive. A pretty even game, so if you can stay alive, we have a chance of completing MC15. Figure I'll take a look for the Yag Tiger or the T10. It seems like they have other plans. 45 DB coming over here. I don't really want to hang around. I run right into the Yag, hoping to get a cheeky hit on the Super Pershing. For some reason, he's firing high explosive. Super Pershing eats that shot that would have killed the Yag. And Ray gets off another HE shell. He'd been firing armor piercing and penned those 2 shells. I'd be dead by now, but he wasn't. I see the Scorpion show on my map, and so I don't really care about the Super Pershing very much. Load a high explosive round immediately for this guy. I just nail him with a nice 550 damage hit. He's backing off. At this point I decided to switch to AP since either way he's going to be a 2-shot for me. Seems like he's got a drunk gunner, and I get another lucky shot that lights him on fire for an extra 50 damage, putting us up to 1700 total. Means we need 825 to close out the mission as well as the win. And we're up 3, so it's looking pretty decent on that front. The IS-3 killing himself. Now 4 of us versus the 2 big TVs. And they actually can one-tap most of the rest of the team at this point. Naturally, the E75 and E-Mill are thinking the same thing, which is why they're going to drive straight at him. I go off to the side so I can get another angle, because the front of the T95 is going to be pretty tough. Fortunately, Lorraine knows what he's doing and starts putting on some crap pressure, which is going to force the T95 and the 704 out from their good position to somewhere I actually have a chance of cutting them. T95 has some small weak spots, but with this gun, we have a problem hitting him. Got the tops of the hatches, but not really any shots that I'm going to be hitting. Best off just waiting and letting them come to us. A pretty lucky shot, but I'm not going to complain about it. And I put one right through his lower hull, the standard, which is not really the norm for this tank. At this point I switched to high explosives since I only need 85 more damage to finish this up, and I'm able to collect a terrible shot on the 704. At this point all I can do is pray that the Lorraine doesn't die, so I start looking at the T95, see if I can get a little bit extra damage. Now with the win secured, that's MT15. Definitely caught some lucky breaks, but I'm not complaining. Next up for the T55a is TD15. And today we've got an all tier 10 game on Kharkov. Our mission this time around is to get 6,000 damage, 5 kills, and win the game. And our tank of choice is the Aggie 100, which has good armor and a monster 170mm cannon with 299 pen and 1050 alpha. Also got a nice 1400 alpha high explosive shell. And naturally I'm headed right into the city. Looks like we've got a pretty even team split here, nothing too weird going on. Except for that IS-7 in the middle. But you know what? I'm sure he knows what he's doing. I decided to set up camp at this ridge here, trying to get a shot on somebody coming across. And naturally, first thing that happens is they get lit by the A3. I have to stay here because you never know who's going to be dumb enough to cross that. And the M60 gets lit. Looks like I was a bit slow getting here. So the E3 lights me, and it looks like he's in a really strong hold down spot. I'm pretty unlikely to pen him. Well, you know what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I get a free load under damage. With the E3 there, though, I can't really play that position anymore. Better think about what to do next and turn towards the east side of the city. Fortunately, they bounce me, but the GP's a bit too big to hide behind these walls, which just puts me in a little bit of danger. I start to look at a forward angle through the wall, but it's a hard shot. A bit more viable in a tank like the Super Conqueror. I can just see a little bit of that Panzer 7. Fortunately, the M60 clearly has no idea what is going on, donates another 1,000 damage to the cause, which solidly puts us a third of the way to 6,000 damage with plenty of enemies left. As I'm trying to figure out what I can do with this terrain, the 57 hits me. It looks like he skimmed the hatch, probably. So the second I spot that 4005, I immediately start retreating. I really don't need to get nailed for 2,000 damage on the side. Looks like he wasn't paying too much of attention, but that's not a risk you need to take. I really want to do something about this Super Conqueror ST2. That's what I noticed, this little rubble pile here. Maybe I can make something happen. It sure pays off. I started to see what I can do about a shot on the Super Conqueror, but unfortunately that box is in the way before I can get a shot off. I think maybe it's not such a great idea. I had just a sliver of this lower hole there, but I was unfortunately not able to hit it. That's when I see this SC2. With any luck, he'll have forgotten about me and he'll try and cross this crossing. And he realized his mistake too late. And now I have 4,000 damage. But we still got a ways to go in terms of kills. I debate going for the S-Conk, but I decide I'm better off waiting for the Panzer 7 and his friends rather than just being caught in the open. He misses his snapshot, and I easily put one through his lower hole, which secures another 900 damage and a kill. T57 hasn't shown up yet. I take a bit of a risk and start trying to see if I can get a shot in the S-Conch, but I'm a few seconds too slow. With the 57 appearing on the map, though, I know I can't be flanked, so I decided to go hunt the Skunk down. See the one shot. My aggressiveness pays off, and he drives right in front of me to his death. I'm close, but I still need 500 damage and 2 kills, not to mention the win. .57 is next on our list. Unfortunately, only has 60 hit points left, but a kill's a kill. And since he was on low hit points, I've already switched to high explosive. All I gotta do is tag him. Seeing that EBR up there and the surf close behind, now I'm focused on trying to get a shot on the hill. I tee up the Sturf. Unfortunately, there's a lot of spaced armor on the side of the Sturf, so I'm not able to hit my mark. It's not a total loss, though. I'm up to get 60k damage now, and now I just need the 2 kills and a win to clutch this out. Naturally, the Sturf dies before I can reload. And the EBR goes and gets himself killed, too. This leaves us with only 4 enemy vehicles, and I'm going to need half of them to finish the mission. 57's been dark a while, so I start continuing towards his last known position and hope for the best. So it seems he saw us snuck behind me. I'll do my best to hunt him down to 20 kilometers an hour. Fortunately, it looks like he's decided to take the long way. And just in time, I'm able to catch him with a high explosive shell right before he leaves the area. Now I just need one more kill to close this out. Previously, my Super Conqueror teammate has died. Now I just have to compete with the Leo and my own arty. And you know, it doesn't hurt to beg him a little bit in chat. So I figure if the 140 is not going right, I'm screwed anyways, so I load up an HE shell and head that way. Looks like today is my lucky day. Can we land this shot? And there we go. ED-15. That secures us some issue of honors, and now we're a step closer to 55A. We're moving on to LT-15 for the T55a. Acquiring a cool 7,000 combined damage, 4 assisted kills, and of course a win. So that 7k combined includes damage dealt, spotting assist, and tracking assist. And as you can see, we're playing a grand battle on the map Hinterland, which is actually great because the teams have 24 players apiece instead of 15, which gives us a much larger hit point pool to work with. And in case you didn't know, you can do personal missions in grand battles, and in fact most of them are a bit easier. Our tank of choice today is the Willy Boy, the EBR 105, which is well, it's fast, and yeah, it's fast. I think it's honestly it's like it's the best light tank, but it's a flimsy piece of shit. It slides everywhere, and it has 190 APCR pen, which is atrocious. It doesn't play itself like a 279 or a Chieftain does. Anyways, I played Hinterland like maybe 10 times ever, So, kind of wandering around, trying to decide where I could be most useful. The other TDs are going to the right, so let's see what I can do for them. It's a juicy target. I took a huge hit from the grill right at the start, and that is not what we need. We're already below half health, and we're a minute and a half minute. And there goes a wheel. I generally opt to repair the wheels on the EBR, since even one wheel being knocked out gives a pretty big hit to mobility, which you just can't afford. And pretty quickly one of my runs pays off with a one shot on the grill, bringing us up to 2201 assisted already. With all my teammates back there, I just gotta do my best to keep the pressure without getting nailed. But enemy lights are my #1 priority. They're a lot bigger danger than moving the TDs, and if I can get rid of them, their TDs will be pretty much helpless. The AG and the 455 have big guns, but the EBR is actually able to hit me accurately. We actually getting some huge hits in. We're at nearly 5,000 assists, and it's pretty early in the game. This strategy is working well, but I see there's a lot of tanks towards the mid. That might become an issue. Able to light a couple of them, but not really get any serious assist. Looks like they're also lit by a few of the heavies. And RTDs just don't have that great of shots. A little bit dissatisfied with the spotting damage I'm getting on them, so I make a dangerous play and I see if I can get some of these guys relit. They're pretty entrenched, and that's feeling kind of risky, so I go back to surfing the ridges. We're really not in a hurry. Left the other side alone for a little while. Figure I might want to go and check that out. There's still an EBR around here somewhere that I have to be careful of. There he is. I miss him. We're close to the mission. I actually really want to get this JPD kills. Got the arty support now, so I figure I'll keep surfing this ridge and pray he doesn't get a lucky shot on me. So we got a couple good hits on the egg there, but they're already will find us if we stay still too long, so I figure I might want to flex back to the mid-scouting position. We're doing good, but we are in danger of battle, and we need to win for the secondary. Some huge hits there. Unfortunately, we're pretty close to losing base. But there should be a lot of meat there, and we just need about 700 more combined. Fortunately, we are down 4 tanks. E4 was teeing me up, and that shot right there could have ended it all. But it didn't. I also really wanted that 7,000 combined, because what I did here seems deliberately suicidal. But, we got plot armor, and nothing can hurt us. That's a 7K. You hear somebody on the map though. Taking a look at the map, we pretty much lost cap. I reprioritized to go back to base, see what I can do to make sure we don't screw this up. Fortunately, we have closed the kill differential. Now we're just down 1. With them temporarily off the cap, I jumped to a different angle to keep on the move. Miraculously, I still haven't taken any damage since 7 minutes ago when I got shot by the Reroll right at the beginning. At this point, I figure it's time for the JP to die, and I go spot him one more time. And 60 TP finishes him. Gives me that last kill assist I needed. Now all we gotta do is win to finish the mission. Got 9 tanks left on each team, half of which are artillery. So the cap sirens are going off again, and at this point I just gotta go get my hand surgery. Able to get in and spot the 277, which unfortunately I can't reliably damage. So I just gotta stay out of his line of fire and let Artie do their magic. No rush. I just hit some crap there. If I gotten a little less lucky, that could have been game over right there. Even so, I'm pretty bruised. Got Artie coming in. I was able to nearly escape death by Artie, but they've still got 6 tanks left and we only have 4 minutes on them down. So my mission is not over yet. First things first are finding E5 in the bat for my Artie and remaining tanks. No idea, that missed. We're actually up to 8,700. 8,000 combined is a requirement for the 260 LTP game. So this mission would actually be enough to get that mission as well. This match would be enough for that mission. I'll leave the shot on the 261. And it's about the bat again. I opt to leave the bat for my team so they already don't have time to get too far. Another one hits the dirt. And here, I slow down just a bit to secure the kill. My teammates were able to take care of the bat, and now all that's left is this bat 155-58. Have a nice high explosive shell. I put the last one down. I ended up getting nearly 2,000 blind assistance damage, giving us a total of 11.5k combined, which is a pretty sweet game. Now on to HT15. Right now, all we've got standing between us and a shiny new T55a is Heavy Tank 15 with honors. Got a pretty big jump from the T28 mission requirements, up to 12,000 damage dealt, blocked, and taken, as well as 25% of my team's damage and a win for the secondary. Today we're taking the beefy Super Conqueror out to the weaker line in a game with a lot of low tiers. This conch is one of the strongest non-roar tanks in the game. Got a 120mm gun with 259 pen, 400 alpha, and around 3,300 DPM. We won't be using gold, but the 325 pen APCR round makes the tank even better for those so inclined. Their turret is also fairly strong against anything short of tier 10 DDs, and with our equipment, we have a solid 2640 hit points that we need to get rid of. I've already failed the secondary twice before for this mission, so I really don't want to fall short again. And naturally, we're headed right into the city. This 110 has the right idea. Awkwardly, I start to move in a little bit, of no benefit to myself, and end up losing 220 hit points for the misplay. Hopefully we'll get lucky and I'll just poke again. I lose my patience pretty quick with the 54 and start taking a look on the other side. Maybe that LT432, maybe that 140. Looks like the 140 wasn't expecting me there, so I'm able to snap a free shot and get out in time. Unfortunately, due to the terrain, I'm really not able to hold the position well. With those angles locked down, I'm better off looking for something new. I see a lot of squishy tier 8s in the mid. But then this Iron 7 catches my eye. And the T10 back there. Fortunately, that shot doesn't hit his mark. Looks like the T10 has a stock turret. You can tell by looking at it or because he has 1700 hit points. Be able to abuse him pretty easily. Looks like there's a little place I can overmatch there. And unfortunately knocks out my gun. Which doesn't do him any good, but it's going for me. I'm still eyeing this IS-7, really want to see if I can get a perma track on him. But I'll take damage. Just gotta be wary because there's a lot of angles. Now, I wasn't expecting the D4 to show up, but I'm able to get an easy snap off on him because he has a long aiming gun. I can pen him all day, but his 375 APCR shell is pretty worrisome, so I need to be careful here. Since the E4 can't poke out too quickly, I'm safe to keep poking on the IS-7 for a little extra damage. The E4 might still be there, or he might be going around. I noticed the E4s in the north, so I can get back to doing what I can to the side of 7. That was a pretty bad shot. A little bit lower, I could hit on the side. Another nice into the T10. We're actually already up to 6,000. Unfortunately, this low is showing up to boost on the side. Good news is, though, it's a pretty easy target. I see the lows coming back, and start lining up for a free shot. Unfortunately, I think you can see that mountain thing, and it doesn't bite. I see the IS-7's facing the other way. Unfortunately, I'm just a little bit too late to get a good shot off, and I need a hit from the T10. I got a Cax here as well. I'm a little bit out of position. End up eating 700 damage for it, but the Centurion Action X doesn't pen me. That would be another nice tracking shot into the low. And with the next one, hopefully I'll be able to finish him off. This battle's pretty much been non-stop fighting, but it's been going well. I'm up to 9,000 combined, and I've still got about 1,400 hit points left. And we're also winning, but the enemies are running out, and it's got me a bit worried. Especially towards the end of the game. If I have those 1,400 hit points, they won't be added to my total, so I do need to get rid of them. Just not too early. E10 hasn't been spotted in a while. This isolated IS-2-2, which should be an easy target. And my rear is covered by the tanks in the mid, so I should get the one deal. Fortunately, T10's able to tag me, and then the E4 shows up, and I realize I've made a horrible mistake. Quarter of a second before I die, I'm able to get the last shot into the E4. That puts me up right over 12,000. A total of 12,300. So, any of those shots bounced, then I would not have any chance of this mission. As it is, though, still gotta win, which isn't looking too dicey, but I need to have 25% of my team's total damage. 5,700, it's not really that big. Looking back, when I crossed that Indian Panzer Litany, and that gave everybody plenty of time to react to where I was. The urgency here to finish the mission was a really huge misplay. If I played this slowly, I think I could have probably gotten another 1,000 or 2,000 out of it, and there wouldn't have really been any risk at all. But as it is, we're just going to have to sit here and wait and see if we got the mission. So, we were able to clutch it out. It turns out our team got 22,000 damage combined, which means 5,500 was 25% of our team's damage, and we got 5,700. We beat that mark by 200 points, got 12,300 combined, so we beat that mark by 300 points. Really close game, but it's done. We got HD15 done, and that was the last of the missions we needed. It took us 1,792 battles. So let's go pick up that T55a. Hell yeah. So if the T55a set completed, that means we just need 60 more missions, and we'll have a 260 on our rush. And that's a entirely free to play, no gold chills fired T55a right there. So we're almost done with the Excalibur missions as well, so I'll have another video for you guys soon. See you guys next time.